she's so talented that on the days that I wasn't working, I went to set to watch her shoot.
You got the golden ticket.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Plus One. I'm your host Jess, and today we have one of my best friends in and out of the industry joining us today on Plus One. She's an incredible actress, such a strong host. She's one of the best friends you could ever ask for, and just to give you a little bit of insight into some roles that she's played, but she started as Lola in Always Lola, kind of a big deal. She also just played Jody in the Thanksgiving week release Wildcat, where she played opposite Kate Beckinsale. We're gonna get into that, and she's a host on Real Rejects. Roxy Striar, thanks for letting us be your Plus One.
You crushed that. Like, what?
Just had
Good
to look
job.
down for a quick second before.
It's almost like you know me.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It came a little easy this time.
No, you're very good at your job, but yeah,
So are
it's
you?
me.
It's really funny though to like have your best friend on a show though,
So
because I'm
weird.
like, what would someone else want to know? Because I feel like I know most of these answers.
Yeah,
or I
what'd you
just-
come up with then? You're like, know nothing about her.
No,
is
I
that-
actually have nothing to ask you. I was hoping you'd carry it. No, what I wanted to do with you, I find it really cool because you moved to LA as soon as you could,
Yeah.
basically. And those are like my favorite types of people because it's something that I wanted to do my entire life, was to like move somewhere else, but I never had the guts to do
But
it.
you live so close.
Well, I mean, like living in LA is prime, but like I always wanted to move to New York
Oh.
for a little.
You still threaten that you will.
I want to, and I think I will one day. But the fact that you did it right as soon as you could, 18 years old, going to college, like that's so baller, dude.
I think that it's easier to do when you don't have awareness of the world and you are more of a honey badger. Remember those videos, honey badger doesn't give an F?
No.
Oh, okay. So there's this video of this honey badger.
I'm like, yes, honey badger. Why?
Honey badgers, this is the thing about honey badgers. Excuse my French. Honey badgers don't give a fuck. Like they just keep going, and
Yeah.
like they don't care about their surroundings. And when you're 18, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You have no fear. I mean, that's why it's so much easier to take risk when you're younger. And then when you're our age, we actually have things we love and care about, and there's a
Yeah.
lot to lose, and you actually love your life. So moving is leaving something behind. At 18, I didn't think, am I ever gonna come home? How far am I moving from my family?
like,
I was
I'll
just
figure it
like-
out.
I was like, LA, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And your frontal lobe isn't developed, so you
No.
don't think anything through. But I feel like you would have done that in every lifetime, you know?
Because of the dream,
Yeah.
for sure. And it's like when people even ask me, do you love LA? It's not even a question. I never had the chance to say no,
Yeah.
because I'm going to live here for the rest of my life. So you just decide, like, that's where I live. That's the life.
Was New York not an option?
Okay, I don't want to deter you from New York, although I completely want to deter you from New York because I'll actually die if you leave. But no, I'm not as much of a theater girly. I
Yeah.
love theater. That's how I grew up, doing theater, because that's what you do when you grow up on the East Coast and you want to be an actress. You take theater classes. And then I took theater classes in college also. So it's not that I don't love it, but this is just still where film and television is, even though things don't shoot here as much now.
I was gonna ask.
It's still where the auditions are. It's still where the general meetings are. It's still where the people are who can connect you with the potential jobs. So, yeah, it was never even a thought for me. And also, it's effing cold.
Miserably so.
I know that sounds so stupid, but I grew up in the cold. I hate the cold.
You're like, I'm over it. But Boston is like
Yeah.
insanely cold. Isn't it way worse than New York?
They're both Boston, New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, like the major cities that you want to just die in the wintertime. And there is something kind of cool about the camaraderie of it.
Yeah.
You're all miserable. So miserable. But
Yeah.
it's real.
You all bond over how miserable,
Miserable
you
you
are.
are.
And then LA, we're just like throwing our hair back, going tanning in November. Oh, it's December, and we could literally go tanning
Yeah, but were
today.
you not cold outside
Roxy's
today?
avoiding the sun in her eyes.
I'm a sunshine girl.
The sun is following everywhere we go right now, specifically Roxy.
Yeah.
If you're watching
'cause
on
the sunshine
YouTube.
loves me. No, I really
Truly.
do. It's miserable in New York when it's cold, and
Yeah.
you don't want to leave, and you don't want to do anything. And
Okay, that's the thing that I can't figure out is how these people who live in New York, how do they manage to wake up? It's already so hard to wake up at 5 a.m. and work out in LA, and that's like a thing. But then in New York, these people are like, come with me to my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5, and they're getting up and going, walking to the gym.
yeah, but it's close. It's
Oh,
close.
yeah, that's
like
true.
you still have to get in the car to go to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gym. You have to motivate yourself to get in the car, go to the gym. You can be in New York, stumble out your door. There's a gym on every single block, and they're all dope. Like I do love New York, and I romanticize about being bi-coastal there.
Yeah, the dream. Tri-coastal, add Miami to the mix. Why not?
Do you love Miami?
I love Miami. I
I'm
went for one
obsessed.
day,
Oh yeah,
but I'm like, I'm meant to be there.
it's the absolute greatest. I could 100% picture you living there.
Right?
Yes.
Wait, that's such an honor.
Yeah,
I actually.
100%.
Thank you so much. What about Chicago?
I love Chicago. It's one of my favorite cities. I'm obsessed with it. I used to go every single year
I
just
didn't know
because I
that.
love the city so much. But it's miserably cold as well.
That's the one. I think that's like far colder than anywhere I could ever handle.
I can't believe. So I was just back in Boston, and my friends and family think that I'm such a wimp. Like it's
Of course.
there's nothing more embarrassing than living 18 years a certain way, having no problems with it, being a badass, going out in a tank top because you think you look hotter and not wearing a coat when it's negative 7
It's
degrees.
never worth it.
And but that was my life.
Yeah.
You know, at 17
Especially
years
at that
old,
age.
I would throw on a sugar lips. Did you guys have that?
No, what's that?
It's like a tight ribbed tank top that accentuated your curves. I thought I looked so cute, and I would
It's
go
the
out.
OG Skims.
Yeah, and then my parents would like yell out to me as I was leaving. They would be like, "Put on a jacket," and I'd be like, "No," and it would be -7, and be snowing, and I would think I would look so good. And then now when I go back, it was 45 degrees when I was there, which is very warm for November. And
No.
I every day was like, "I'm so cold."
Yeah, your nose is frozen. Your whole
that.
face is turning red.
Yeah,
And then baby Leah is just
yeah,
chilling.
chilling. She doesn't know that there's an alternative. One
Yeah.
day she can move to the sunshine.
So when you moved to LA, that was for USC, which hello, Roxy went to USC, by the way.
You love it more than I do.
I'm
girl.
obsessed with it, by the way. No,
Yeah.
everything about you, I'm just like, it's the coolest thing ever. She actually did what like people dream of doing.
Yeah, but you know what? It's just not the flex that anybody thinks it is. Because
The loans part, or
it is so expensive. No, I think I've talked to you a little bit about this, but I don't want to stomp on your USC love. But the truth is, it was my dream to go there. Like nobody was more obsessed with USC than I was. I knew it would get to me to LA. My grandparents lived here. I knew that it would help me be an actress. They have one of the best programs in the entire country. And also, I only went to 3 years of high school, so I had to audition into college. So I knew that I could only get in based on skill and not based on my academics. And USC was way more lenient with that because they were used to letting people in who could perform. So it was my dream. Like every day I wrote it down. I sent a letter every day to the Dean of Admissions. I told them that I was going to apply. If they didn't accept me, I was going to apply until they accepted me. I said that I was going to Van Gogh them and send them my ear. This is a true story. I did everything that I possibly could. I flew there to audition in front of them in LA instead of going to the New York one because I knew that different people would be at the audition there. So I was obsessed with getting in, and it's kind of just a lesson in life that sometimes you don't know what you're signing up for.
yeah.
You want something so bad, but you don't really know why you want it. And while my teachers were amazing, the program was incredible in terms of my training, I'm so disappointed with the school.
Oh.
Because I graduated with no representation, no reel, no resume. And what do you mean it's $200,000 and you guys didn't
Yeah.
set me up for success in any way for the actual business portion of it?
Right. That's the
crazy.
part. Yeah, and it's like so many people can go to USC for their masters and kind of save money that way, which I've noticed a lot of people doing.
Yeah.
You know, for different types, I guess business, but also hosting specifically. I don't know.
There's an
as many actors
MFA.
do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can save money that way, shockingly, because typically getting a master's is more expensive than people getting their bachelor's, but not when it comes to USC because you're there for a little bit less time, I guess.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's not that I don't recommend it. It's that I think that people should be aware going in that you really have to teach yourself things, and you really have to go above and beyond to try to get in with the film school, to get the footage
Yeah.
for yourself, to figure out how to do
You have
it.
to really apply yourself.
Granted, it was 15 years ago, so maybe they've changed the program. But like, I thought that getting into SC, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a star now. Like, I thought that was
The second you
it.
graduated, you're like, here I am.
Here I am.
Why do you think you wanted to go to USC specifically over all the other schools that you got into?
I went and visited when I was like 10 years old. And I went to UCLA, USC. I went all around. I had gone with my brother again when he was touring colleges, but there was something about SC. The campus is so beautiful.
Yeah.
they really shield you from the stuff, the surrounding areas. So I had no idea. My grandfather wore a USC sweater all the time.
Oh.
I knew he loved it there. And I had met with, her name was Lori Ray Fisher. She was the dean of admissions for theater. And she just was like the best energy. Every person that when I walked in, they were all so talented. I watched a show there. I was like, these are the most talented people I've ever seen in person in my life.
They sell you. It's kind of like, I don't know how often you've done this, but like for me, when I was first getting into acting, which I still am, but when I was first auditing classes, and you audit like the best classes, so you're sitting there like, this is where I have to go.
Completely, you think if you don't go there, you won't be successful.
Yeah.
And I genuinely thought to myself, if I don't get into USC, I was auditioning at 17 years old. If I don't get in at 17, my life and career is over. That's really what I thought.
Why are we the most dramatic, people at that?
Because going out for drama.
Yeah.
So it's giving drama.
Dude,
But
yes.
I really thought that. And so I do feel a responsibility to tell people at home who are 16, 17 and think like, this is what I have to do. Absolute BS.
Yeah.
And
You have options.
Yeah,
is
you
the
have
point.
options. And I'm really glad I had the training I did, because I do think I have a skill set now that I didn't previously have. But there was a lot of ways to get that, and a lot of cheaper ways to get that.
Is there any school that you would have gone to in hindsight?
To be honest, I auditioned at 12 schools and I got into 12 schools, which is that part's
So
a
baller.
little bit of a flex. So I did have my pick of the litter, which I auditioned at a lot of really great programs. DePaul in Chicago, you mentioned Chicago earlier, is I think an incredible program. And
Did you not audition for Juilliard?
no, talk about somewhere I probably wouldn't have gotten in. Although my grandmother went to
Yeah,
Juilliard.
yeah, Grammy.
People audition there on an average of 6 times before they get accepted.
Okay,
It's crazy.
I found this out.
Yeah.
I was listening to Justine Loop, I want to say, on Nobody Wants This, funny enough, which is actually on this table in front
Love
of us.
Why
but
is it on the table in front of us?
Because we went, Roxy and I were each other's plus ones to the premiere.
I'm so sorry. That is not what happened. I was your plus one.
Obviously, I knew I had to bring Roxy, though,
I
because
was your
she
plus one.
would die over this show.
It's the best.
Is it still your favorite?
I love... Right now, I'm obsessed with Pluribus. Are you watching?
No, I need
Okay,
to.
it's
Everyone keeps
amazing.
talking about it.
But it's Nobody Wants This is a top 10 show of the year for me for this year and for last year. And that's
Really?
impressive because the genre usually doesn't make my top 10.
Right.
But it's just so endearing.
Okay, you liked the second season. I didn't finish the second season.
Oh, it's the ending.
Oh, okay, so I have to finish.
I'm just saying the ending is the part that, like...
You love.
It lit me up.
Okay.
It lit me up. Because for a minute, I was like, don't you effing do this. I was pissed.
Don't you, like, suck?
Well, what they
Season?
They were, I don't want to give it away. I don't know how much you've seen, but they were driving such a wedge between some of the characters, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Nobody wants this.
But then nobody literally wants
Wants
this.
this.
I kind of think maybe that's the point.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to prove their namesake correct.
But then everybody wants that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really good.
You
The
could
ending's
sell
good.
me. Roxy could actually sell me on any TV show. My problem, I don't know if you ever watched Jimmy Neutron, where there was like this professor.
Jimmy Neutron. Yeah,
Is that how it goes?
You don't remember?
No, I don't. I just remember, hi, I'm Paul, at the end of the show.
Your impressions slap, dude. They're
Get
so
out.
good.
We just run through impressions the whole time. But I
Nothing
can't
else.
remember. I remember Sheen. Wait, Carl and Sheen. I did Carl's voice saying Sheen.
I just complimented you. Quit
And then
while
I
you're
stopped.
ahead. Like,
Yeah,
what,
okay, let me
what's
stop.
the
You're right,
Sheen
you're
part?
Carl and Sheen, you don't remember them?
No, what's Sheen?
Okay, so that was actually Carl's voice saying Sheen. Carl
Very
was the one
specific reference. Yeah,
who had asthma.
Asthma.
Who did
Lit
asthma?
up.
He was the one who did asthma. Like
He
it's a
did asthma
drug.
so well. He nailed asthma.
But do you remember the professor in Jimmy Neutron who didn't finish anything?
Kind of.
That's me.
Oh.
I don't. There's so many TV shows that I
Wait,
haven't
that's
finished.
so not you?
No, I don't finish a lot. Unfortunately,
Maybe the things you're watching, but
Typically
like
TV
in
shows.
life, I feel like you have great follow through.
that's so kind of you to say.
You don't think that about yourself?
I don't think so. No. I also think with my food, I always leave one bite. My drinks, I always leave one sip.
But look where we are right now.
We did this. You're right. We pulled through.
We?
You crack crack me up.
You have a whole show, and I'm getting, we did this. We did plus one.
Look at us. Look at us.
What they don't know is that I started plus one with you.
No, actually, Roxy did, though, because
No, I literally did not, Jess.
Roxy did help, okay? Roxy has been my plus one through so many
I
events.
come with you to everything, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Truly, we basically just like made this handshake that we didn't actually make, but we were just like, okay, we're going to be each other's plus ones.
You are my first ask for every
Yeah.
single event and vice versa, and we didn't ever verbalize that. It's
Wait.
just kind of an unwritten rule. Like, if I get invited to something, you are the person I'm texting, period.
Yeah, what's something that you've picked up about me through going together? Oh no, I don't want to. I don't want this answer
Why?
because Roxy's gonna be like, "Well, Jess is always late."
No.
I think I've
Do
gone.
you think I was going to out you?
Yeah, I did. I was waiting. Well, now I just outed myself.
She's not the most prompt.
I'm
That's
not
facts.
the latest,
But
but I'm not the most timely.
that's okay because when you show up, you have great energy. I think that several things. Number one, you are the person I get the most text messages about whenever I post with you because everybody thinks that you're so stunning, which is facts about
Insane.
you. But you rock a carpet, you rock a look,
Oh,
like
wow, thank
so
you.
well. What else have I noticed about you? You don't really, as much as you say you get awkward, you don't really get awkward talking to anybody. And
Ah.
I think over the years, you are more comfortable calling somebody into like if
Conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, thank
And
you so much.
get a lot of
Wow.
interviews because of that. So
Wait, that's
it's really hard
interesting.
and you do it very well.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the fun thing. Roxy and I have done a lot of similar jobs. We originally met at AfterBuzz, but like we didn't really work together
No.
there.
Because Jess thought that I was a bully.
I didn't think she was a bully. I was so intimidated by Roxy.
I've gotten it my whole life.
This is why I don't want to harp on.
Boston.
She's just from the East Coast,
Yeah.
specifically Boston.
Boston.
I remember I asked you. No, I literally remember the very first conversation I had. First of all, she was like leading the charge at this place, AfterBuzz. Do you want to give like a description of what it was?
I guess that by the time that you were there, I was the person hiring all the hosts.
Yeah.
So people would audition for me. They would come in, and I would basically have them put themselves on tape, go through the whole process, say yes or no at the end of the day. And then I was the person to deal with all the hosts in like an HR capacity.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
usually if people were meeting with me, it was because something had gone awry. I think that gave me a little bit of a bad rap with people, but you know.
She also just like had power but was young, you know?
Yeah.
So that can obviously
I was there
be
for over 10
intimidating.
years.
Yeah.
because
You
I
started the
there
company
at 18, yeah.
with Maria and Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I haven't thought about AfterBuzz in a minute actually. That took a second. It was like this
Yeah.
major hosting network that a lot of people got their start at in the industry.
An unbelievable amount of people.
Yeah.
And not just in the hosting industry, but like Kathy Kelly over wrestling and like people who have become huge stars, actors I see on
Actors
TV
even,
every
yeah.
single day. It's really wild. And because I was there from the beginning, I know when I'm watching shows or anything, I'm like, that's an AfterBuzzer, that's an AfterBuzzer, that's an AfterBuzzer. Every event I go to, it is crazy how many people got their start there.
Yeah.
It was a school, it was a training ground basically
Exactly.
to become a host, and everyone came through those doors. It was really wild. I'm so bummed that it's not around
I
anymore.
know, because it really was beneficial and it just like made you feel validated in how you were feeling about being in the industry and starting. And I never covered a red carpet there, but I remember they had kind of like classes
Yeah,
or like
red
a training
carpet
session.
training, junket training, for sure. The reason I'm most bummed it's gone is because I don't know. I'm sure this happens to you all the time. I know it happens to you because people reach out to me to talk to you, where people are moving to LA and they want to be a host and they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"How do I start?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was the best thing to be able to say, apply to AfterBuzz, because
Right.
that's the best way to start training. And now I don't know what to tell people. The industry looks so different today than it did when we started. It's
Yeah.
hard to figure out what is your first step when you get here. Get in class, but classes are so expensive, and it's like people don't have money.
Just in the matter of a couple of years, it feels like that has changed so much because like, well, for you went to school and that was like your training grounds. Then
Yeah.
you also did AfterBuzz. That was another part of your training grounds.
While I was there, yeah.
Right. But now I feel like a lot of people's training grounds is TikTok.
That's really true. That's
You know?
scary, though, in some ways, because you're teaching yourself.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and being
Making
self-taught is
mistakes.
really great, but I do not envy the generation coming up teaching themselves, because sometimes it lives forever, and
Yeah.
I've made an ass of myself so many times, and I'm sure that will plague people in the future, but go on with your bad selves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though? It's
Yeah.
like if you've never taken a class, nobody's ever taught you anything, and
I
you're
wouldn't
going
encourage.
in, and all of a sudden you're 20 years old, you're sitting down with a massive celebrity, you've never figured out how to ask questions to somebody, nobody's ever guided you.
You don't know the right and wrong way to go about that. You ask all maybe close-ended questions because you don't know you're supposed to ask open-ended.
Yes, and then your clip goes viral and everybody's making fun of you. I feel so bad for those people because I'm like, they were put in a position that they were not prepared for, and how did they know? It's like the clip that went viral of somebody being like, is acting like it's hard? And it's like you sit there and you cringe. You're like, oh my God, I can't
It makes
believe
me
you're
wanna
asking
cry.
Robert De Niro if acting is hard. Like,
You get one
it's a
question.
and that's what it is. But how would you know better than that?
Yeah. Well, and the part that makes it so hard for people like us who work in the industry is like when these influencers get these opportunities, and then let's say they have a moment like that where they say, is it hard to act? And then we're sitting there having to follow up after them and like put them in a good mood after that.
Totally.
Or make up for it. Or because we also post online, they sometimes consider us influencers or content creators as well. And we're like, wait, but
And you're
we're
like,
trained.
but I'm highly trained, and also more so than being trained, this is my passion.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best training is the fact that I know that we poke fun at me for how much TV I watch, but like there's
I
not a
love
person who
it.
walks in the room who's on a show that I don't know. Because
No.
I'm obsessed with the
She's
industry.
insane.
But you're the same way. Like we text about movies and shows
Yeah.
and what we're watching. I didn't hear of a show you posted last night. What was the name of the show that there were 3 things you want
Wait,
to watch?
I Love LA. No.
No,
I
I'm
Love
watching
LA.
I Love LA.
All her fault?
Yeah, what-
You haven't watched that?
what is
with
that?
Sarah Snook?
No.
Snook. Isn't it pronounced Snook?
Succession Girl?
Yeah.
I
think
well,
it's Snook.
I think it depends on the accent.
That
Sarah
one.
Snook.
Yeah, because her accent, she's Aussie, I think.
I would have said British, but I would have to listen more.
I have to go back.
I would
play
have
it
to
again.
go back.
But yeah, it
She
stars
speaks
her.
with an American accent.
I'm so shocked you haven't watched it because it's been trending over the past
What is it on?
2 weeks. But it's on Peacock,
Oh, okay.
of all
But
places.
I have that.
Okay, so
I
add
have
that one to
Peacock.
your list. You'll finish in 2
I
days.
have Peacock. I'm pissed at them right now though,
Why?
because of Poker Face.
What happened? Wait, I actually don't even know this news. Fill us in.
I love Poker Face.
Breaking news, not
Break-
even. It's probably from 3 weeks ago.
I'm
My
obsessed
bad.
with Poker Face. That's the Natasha Lyonne led show.
Yes, that part I knew.
And Ryan Johnson show. They canceled the show, and then they said, but actually it's not a cancellation. It's just not performing well.
Oh,
And so
yes,
we're
yes,
gonna
yes.
recast the lead.
Oh.
Same character, different actor, Peter Dinklage.
What?
And now they're shopping it around, which I like Peter Dinklage, no problem with that. But are you legitimately pinning the entire failure on Natasha Lyonne because she's
Right.
the best part of the show? So
That's a wild thing to say and
I
to
know.
put in the world.
and they didn't verbalize. They didn't say she's why it's failing. They just
Yeah.
said it is failing, and so we are going to keep the same character but swap out the actor. What?
That's tough.
Yeah.
I also think it's like Peacock in general doesn't do the best with scripted shows. They do much better with their unscripted as far as like promoting them.
What do they have? The
unscripted? It's like
yeah.
Love Island, Traders.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the big Dancing with the Stars I think goes on Peacock. No, maybe not. Hulu. It goes on
Yeah,
a lot of different
It's ABC,
streaming.
so probably Hulu, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
But-
I don't watch Traders. I know. The shame, the horror. But I do watch Love Island.
Okay, well you would love Traders.
That's what I hear.
Did you watch Dancing with the Stars?
No. This was your first season watching. I watched for 10 years. Maria Menounos, founder of Afterwards TV, I used to go with her to the tapings of Dancing with the Stars all the time when she was with Derek Huff, when she was dancing with him. And then afterwards, she would interview all the people who came on the show, and I would stand there and talk to them beforehand and prep them for it. I did that for years. It was so fun.
Maria's like the OG content creator host. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she really was out there doing like one-man
Everything.
teams
Yeah.
before that was a thing, for sure.
She's so sick to me. The way her and
know.
Kevin just like created this, like this position,
I
you know,
know.
because she's an actress, but she's also a host and content creator.
She's
She
shooting
does a
ton
lot
of
of
movies
producer.
right now, and
Is
she
she?
put out an album once. Yeah, she's like, she had a reality show.
album?
Did you ever watch Chasing Maria Menounos?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
It
Yeah.
was, she had a whole show. It was Kevin was on it too. I was on it. I forgot. was on
Wait,
the
is
show.
that on your IMDb?
No, I don't think so.
Add it
should
to
be.
the list.
It should be. Well, I was on it because I was with them all the time. I
Yeah.
wasn't like on purpose on the show. I was
Right.
just working in the background doing stuff.
No, this is so funny. Wait, we got so far off
Yeah, okay.
script. The original
back.
point in
Bring
bringing
it
up
in.
AfterBuzz was just to talk about how we met, which by the way, I like manifested that we would become friends, but like specifically that I would become friends with you.
What do you mean?
Do you know this?
Did you
I-
text me?
Yeah.
Voodoo
No,
doll.
I basically like manifested that I would become friends with our friend group. Like every single person.
We have the best friend group.
We truly
It
do.
is so I hate to use this word. It's elite.
It
We have an
really is.
elite group of
It's
friends.
the
I'm
sickest
obsessed
group
with
of
us.
girls,
Yeah.
and we do this thing every Wednesday called Waffle Wednesday.
That I forced you guys to do, but now I think you're liking it a little more, except for the fact that you didn't
I
record
didn't
yours.
respond. I am so sorry. This Thanksgiving week was really tough. It was a lot, not bad, just very busy.
Yeah, it's an aggressive week.
Yeah.
So what it is we record, there's 5 of us, and one of us lives in Singapore, so we started doing it when she moved because she's far as fuck, and it's brutal.
Just like what a cool sentence though. One of our friends lives in Singapore.
One of our best friends lives in Singapore. It's no
Okay.
big deal. I know. She does elevate our status so much. She makes us so much
She's like,
cooler.
I just did this Vogue Singapore
Yeah.
thing. We're like, okay.
Don't you wish that she was such a bitch? Because like it would be so. She's
It'd be so
just
much
the
easier
most
to hate.
lovely human being of all time.
Yasmin.
I know.
Damn it.
She's absolutely crushing. But we send each other videos every single Wednesday, which basically are like 3-minute long updates, career, love
They were
life,
supposed to be
family.
60 seconds long, and
can't do it.
we never stuck to that.
No. I've been sending
even close.
the most disturbing, egregious updates. We'll just leave it at that. But like, if anybody ever hacked in, that's where to find the juice.
Yeah, it gets pretty crazy in there. That's all we're gonna say.
Yeah. Okay,
But,
so our group
okay.
of friends. Our group of friends.
So I remember my first impression of you though. Other than when you were like giving a speech to everyone on our first day of what is that? Whatever.
Orientation.
Yeah.
What was the pub word that you're just
Okay.
trying to come
So
up with?
I don't know what word I was trying to come up
Well-
with. I was trying to think of orientation.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Orientation.
So one day I was getting ready to talk about a show. I don't even remember what show I was hosting, but Roxy's in this like kitchen area, and someone brings up Riverdale, and this is when Riverdale is getting trashed on. Like everyone hates it. They think it's so stupid, and I secretly love it. And I hear Roxy say she likes Riverdale.
Love.
And I'm like, you like Riverdale? And you look at me and you're like, yeah. And I'm like, fuck, does she think that I'm saying this in a bad way? Did she just get offended even though I didn't even say the rest of my sentence? And I was like, oh, I was just checking because I love Riverdale too. And you're like, great.
That's what I said. Bitchy.
It was my favorite thing ever.
Okay, talk about a little bit of a power trip. Apparently, like why? I think that.
But I also cut you off. You were in the middle of a conversation with someone else.
Yeah, but of course, this is something that I think that looking back is super easy to see, but in the time I didn't. Obviously, I'm the person auditioning people and welcoming people in. Of course, people are going to be a little awkward around me and say
Like
things that are a little
nervous.
weird. And so it happened to me all the time where people would just kind of say something out of nowhere, and I'd be like, word, dope, dog, like keep it pushing. And now going back, the amount of people who have that story that you have, it's literally the exact same story. I want to because to make anybody feel like I didn't give a crap about what they said, that like makes me want to put a dagger through my soul. I know that's not why you're saying it, but it's a good lesson for me that although I was doing the same thing every single week, welcoming in thousands of people through those doors, like it was a big moment for you. You're newer to the industry. You're excited about this thing, and I'm like, word, you like Riverdale? Great, good conversation.
No, but to me, I also viewed it like I'm gonna make her like me.
See, I love that.
I viewed it
and
in a
you
very
did.
different way.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna be in here, I promise.
It's just not my baseline.
Yeah, but
And
it makes
is
sense.
your baseline, and so that's brutal. Like I'm working on that because why at first is everybody just sus to me?
But I just think I like that about you at the same time because I think sometimes the like bubbly is too much for some people. We're just like opposite ends at the end of the day.
What? Everybody likes you. And
This whole conversation, we're just like, everyone likes you. No, everyone likes you.
no, well, not everybody likes me. Let's be honest. I am. If I'm your cup of tea, I'm your favorite cup of tea. But I have very much so learned that most people do not, in fact, like tea. They prefer coffee or water.
But maybe you should move to London. I'm just kidding. Don't even do it.
Everyone in London likes me.
Love.
Everyone in London likes me.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because it's similar to the East Coast.
Yeah.
They get the humor a lot more than like West Coast does.
We stole everything from them and moved and started a whole revolution.
Speaking of London,
London.
should we get into it, my girl? Because Wildcat is officially out.
Can you get over that?
No, I'm freaking out. You guys, Roxy just starred as Jody in Wildcat, where she played opposite Kate Beckinsale. What is that sentence? It's officially out in theaters, Roxy.
Shocked and truly like pinch me because I have been watching her forever.
Yeah.
She is the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. She's so wildly talented. And I actually, for one of my jobs for Real Rejects, I covered the entire Underworld franchise. So I was talking about Kate Beckinsale every day.
Nonstop, yeah.
For months. And now I'm starring in a movie with her. All of my scenes are with her.
It's insane.
I can't, like, when I think about being on set with her and like just looking up, she would wear these shoes. She wears these platform heels, not in the movie, just to set every day, that are, I'm going to say 15 inches.
Stop.
And she's just a movie star, Jess.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
She wears these heels that are this tall. She wears these like little bubble dresses. So she looks, in these big glasses, she looks like what you would think a movie star would look like. And she walks onto set and everybody is just in awe of her. I mean, she's a star.
Yeah.
She's a star.
She's one of those people where you know how there's certain like A-list celebrities where you cannot describe what makes them so cool and just
They've got
have
it.
the it factor, but
I
she
know.
just has it.
She has it. It was so crazy. So I still, every time I think about being in the movie with her, it's not watching the actual movie that I think about. I think about looking over and seeing her walk onto set and me thinking like, I am going to have to speak lines to this.
Yeah.
She's
How?
a star. She's a
How
star.
do okay, wait, let's start at the beginning.
Yes. Okay.
Because Roxy got this audition.
Do you guys know who taped with me?
I literally
At
read for
1
Roxy.
in the morning.
So late. It was like 1 a.m.
Okay,
And it
so
was
let's
the honor
actually
of
tell
my
them about
life.
this, because this is the part that like nobody really talks about,
Yeah.
where it matters who you're reading with. It matters how you prep. So full disclosure, let's hope they're okay with I say this, but I thought I had pretty much booked this movie. I was in talks for this movie while no contracts or negotiations had happened.
How did you meet these people?
Okay, yeah, going further back, good call.
Sorry.
So 9 years ago, I was hosting for a company called Screen Junkies. I was their first female host. They were an insane company. I hosted this show called TV Fights, and I had auditioned my pants off for that. I beat out so many people. I was so proud of myself. And a lot of opportunities that I have today came from me being on Screen Junkies. I started hosting a show there called Flash and Friends with this guy named Jason Mewes. Jason Mewes is one half of Jay and Silent Bob, of Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. And Kevin Smith would come on the show all the time. These are two indie filmmakers that are massive now. You guys have seen, they did Clerks, Dogma, all of the cult classics that we love. And so every week, Jay and I would host a show together. And one week, he brought in the writer and producer of the movie that was going to be his directorial debut. So this guy named Dominic Burns was sitting on the couch watching my and Jay's show as we're hosting back and forth. And afterwards, Dom said to Jay, we should offer her one of the host roles in the movie. She's really good. And at the time, Dom kind of said something small to me like, we would definitely think about putting you in the movie. You were great, and you and Jay have great chemistry, and we would love to do that. A year goes by, I hear nothing. I don't think I have it. And then I get a phone call the night before, like, we're in Los Angeles, we're shooting this. Can you learn? It was a huge chunk of text. I was like, whoa, oh my God.
That's tough.
Yes.
And that's, as you've told me in the past, you're not your strong suit.
It's not my strong suit.
With A lot of words.
a lot of words.
I don't love it either, so I get you.
Especially if I have time, then I can do it, but it's a lot.
It's tough.
Yeah. And so I had never at this point been in a movie. This was my first movie ever.
Holy shit.
And I was like, okay, let's do it. So obviously. And so I shot that. And after I shot that, Dom and I just became good friends. He was such a champion of me. It was so unnecessary for them to cast me in that. And the fact that he held on to that little seed, remembered, and then made it actually happen, made true on his promise, which never happens in LA. It made me look at him completely differently. And he was so great. Fast forward 6 years later, a couple years ago, I get a call from Dom, and Dom said, I wrote this movie and I wrote a role for you in mind. And I was like, amazing. What is it? I read an early draft of it. It was really good. Dom's an unbelievable writer. And so I was like, that's incredible. But there wasn't anything attached, nothing to do with it. So it just kind of sat. And then they ended up moving the ball very quickly because they attached Kate Beckinsale. And if you attach somebody like Kate Beckinsale to a movie, all of a sudden finances come in. Louis Tan every person wants to be in the movie. You're shooting in London proper, so everybody wants to be able to shoot in London. It's not the outskirts. It's like we were actually shooting in London. So for all the reasons, everybody wanted to be involved with the project. It happens very quickly. He's like, this is the role. This is the movie that I told you about with the role for you. So I'm sitting there like, I have this role. But you don't have the role because there's producers attached. You have to audition. There's a casting director. Yeah. So all of a sudden, as the ball's moving very quickly, I get a call saying, hey, we need you to put yourself on tape. And per the union rules, you have 2 days to do so. I was filming something all night that night. And so I was like, okay, I have literally from 1 a.m. until 3 a.m. to shoot this.
So unreal.
And so obviously my first text message goes to you because number one, you're a very good reader. And number two, I can bully you into doing something at 1 in the morning with me because friendship rules.
Right.
Because who else are you going to, so.
Truly, who else are you going to lean on? Like,
yeah, what are you
other
going to do?
than paying someone via Zoom, which isn't as
At 1 in the
strong.
morning, who's going to do it?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I've had to do that before and it really sucks. And usually they're not as invested in it. And
yeah.
they want to do 1 take, 2 takes. And I knew for this, I was like, I'm so close to booking this movie.
I can't risk anything.
I have to knock this out of the park, especially because now I know Dom's vouching for me and he's got to show this to people. And I can't just it can't be 1 in the morning, I'm exhausted and it's the first take and I just throw it off.
Right.
So I had you come over and I mean, we shot for a long time. Mm-hmm. For a long time. There were 2 scenes and we shot till I felt good about it.
Right.
Which sometimes you don't have the luxury of doing that, but this I was like,
we were going to stay until you got it
yeah,
right.
and you immediately said that. You were like, we're here until you get this. So that's what we did. And then I sent it off, and 2 days later I booked it, and 3 days later I was on a flight to London.
Like, what?
Which was crazy.
Just
crazy.
Unreal. How quickly. It's like it took so long. It's the epitome of hurry up and wait.
Yes.
You know, like
8 years, 9 years in the making.
Yeah, you had to be ready for that moment. Then it comes up, and all of a sudden you're gone. You booked it.
I know. And on the flight there, because then you have to get a work visa because I'm going to a different country and I'm dealing with like all of the logistics of things and my team is still negotiating my contract and like everything
And you
is
weren't
still
supposed
happening.
to be there that long, right? You ended up staying longer?
So what ended up happening with the shoot is that I was actually filming for 4 days. So I was filming for 4 days and a 5th day for costume fitting and hair and makeup. But because of when their off days were, they had to fly me in for the fitting 2 days before I actually started shooting. Then there was 2 days in between things, between every day that I was on set. And then there was a massive fire in London. And at the airport.
Funny, but Roxy was literally on her way, or supposed to be on her way home.
Yeah.
And then there was a crazy ass fire and she couldn't come home.
For the first time since 9/11, the London airport was shut down. It never is shut down.
No, when you said,
I
think you sent us our Waffle Wednesday or something.
And I was like, here I am stuck. So that was crazy too. And I was like, it's a sign from the universe that I should be in London forever.
You have to stay.
I have to stay. So I ended up being there for almost 2 weeks. And it was maybe the best 2 weeks of my life.
I feel like I saw a different side of Roxy than I've ever seen before.
It was called Happy Roxy.
I've seen Happy Roxy.
It's very rare.
But for 2 full weeks,
Yeah.
it was you at the happiest you've ever been because you're doing what you've loved, what you've wanted to do your entire life. You're literally, your lines are with Kate Beckinsale.
Yes, this is what it is. I woke up every morning. I felt unbelievably lucky. I would do my own little routine. I would go to set, and then I was shooting, doing what I love to do with somebody that I've idolized my whole life.
Yeah.
And then I would go home and get to do it again the next day. And that's how you know you picked the right path.
Yeah.
When it like feels like you could, I don't ever want to stop doing this. It's how I felt even when I was shooting my second movie, Always Lola, which was a bigger role, smaller movie.
She was the lead.
I was
she
Lola.
played Lola.
And I shot that in Ohio, and we were shooting for a couple weeks in Ohio. And I felt like I could never do anything that could make me happier than this. That's why I know it's what I have to do, because there's nothing better. It doesn't have to do with, being close with my family or finding a lover or a partner, or my life and my happiness is my dream, and this is it. And I know that sounds crazy to some people, but your happiness kind of has to be priority one in your life, and this is what brings me joy, like real joy. Truly being able to wake up and do this is like, I would give up everything.
Yeah, it made me so happy for you. Just like every part of how it all came together and like how quickly it came out even.
Yeah,
The fact that I was watching that with my family on Thanksgiving. Hello.
We shot in March.
Yeah.
And the movie was released for Thanksgiving, which is an insane turnaround. And I mean, bless the director, James Nunn, the producers, Don Burns, who wrote it, but also is a producer on it, James Harris, everybody who had to work, 18-hour days? I can't even imagine how long it was, because usually on a movie like this, you would have at least a year. And this is a big action movie.
Yeah.
It's not like a little indie movie that you can, it's just about the heart and soul, and you can kind of edit it together in your time. When you're doing action where you've got stunt workers and to edit that is so difficult. So I was shocked with how quickly they had always said that this is what their goal was Thanksgiving time, and I was like, there's no
You're
way.
like, absolutely not.
Absolutely
But great
not.
goal.
Great.
No.
That's so good for you
You
guys.
found other timely people. You found your kind.
I know. And then when they were like, yeah, it is coming out Thanksgiving, I was like,
You're like, no
the
fucking
prompt
way.
ones? I get to be
kidding?
with the prompt people? But yeah.
The prompt ones.
The prompt ones. It was crazy to see how quickly this came about, and like just unbelievably grateful that they did it so fast. I have a movie coming out next month.
She's on a roll, people.
That I shot a year and a half prior to this movie. So that's like,
That's a typical timeline. That makes way more sense.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, you shoot something and then you wait a couple years, and then eventually one day it comes out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this was within the same calendar year. Insane.
What did you learn from working with Kate?
Man, well, first of all, I like really one day want to be Kate Beckinsale and have somebody be Roxy Striar, who's like, I get to work with
Were
this
you just
person.
hyping her up the whole time or what?
Kind of.
I picture that for
I did
you.
say to her at one point, I was like, I'm a diehard fan of yours. I think you are so great. She was like, thank you.
Oh.
Because I'm not going to not tell somebody I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that people like to be cool and chill, but I was working with her multiple days. I absolutely love her. And so, yeah, I just told her, I was like, and I also said the words, you are the prettiest person I've ever seen in real
Truly.
life. And she was. She is the prettiest person I've ever seen in real life, to the extent where it was actually difficult to look away from her.
Oh my
Like,
God, stop. One of those people where you're just staring
Staring.
in awe.
Staring.
Wait, but funny thing about you is that you're not typically the type of person, you're not going to go up to like an Adam Brody just out of the blue.
Never.
And just fantasize, like freak out over him. That's not what you do.
Never.
But in this opportunity where you're working with her, it makes way more sense.
yeah, she's so talented that on the days that I wasn't working, I went to set to watch her shoot, because and same thing with Louis Tan, by the way, who's the other lead in the movie, who is beyond good, beyond great. They're both so strong, and so many of the actors in this were. But this is free film school for me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, not only free, I'm getting paid for me to go to film school. I was watching every scene, and they let me, which they don't do on all sets. But I was so grateful because the talent. She's like watching her. There's this one scene of the two of them where she really like loses it, absolutely loses it. And I watched her film it 10 times. And every single time, even when the cameras weren't on her and they were on him, I mean, she was going all out. So, yeah, I think that I learned several different things. Number one, the moments that she responded to me, like, thank you, and was I will keep that forever, and I hope to be able to give that to somebody one day, like just a little bit of something to keep them going and kindness. I said to her at the end, I was like, it was honestly a privilege and a joy to work with you. And she said, you too. And I was like, I don't even care if you mean that.
Yeah.
I get to live with the knowledge that you said that to me. Like that
So
made
sweet.
so nice. Yeah, I think that there's a lot to be learned about also like the it factor, star power. And she came to set every day, heels, dressed, glasses,
The fact
hair.
that people do that, because I'm so lazy when I'm not working,
I
as
know.
far as like visually, I'll just throw on a random outfit and hair up, you know, I'm not gonna like fully get ready, but the fact
I
that
know.
some of these people like fully commit to it.
She's a megastar.
Yeah.
And so she had to walk from her car into set, and of course,
Paparazzi.
boom, 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 boom,
yeah.
boom. So she looked like a megastar every second of every day. And I was wearing sweats like you were.
Hello?
Hair, messy bun. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm coming there and somebody's going to do my hair and makeup. She had full team, full glam. Before she even would walk in the door, she looked like a star.
By day 4, did you change and like throw on more makeup and get
Kind
more ready?
of.
Yeah, I would do the same.
Because
Wholeheartedly.
there's something undeniable about that. I know nobody wants to admit it out loud that people care about how you look, but you get treated differently
Yeah.
when you carry yourself like a star, as you should. I mean, and the reason she deserves this, there's so many reasons, but she's been at this for decades. So everybody pays her the respect that she is due, rightfully so. But I want that. It's like that. Did you ever hear that story about Michael Jordan, where he was leaving a hotel and he was going to get on a private jet, and he was literally like only just walking from the hotel into a car, and he put on a different suit, and he's running behind, and everybody's like, we got to go. And he's like, my image matters.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
matters. And it does. I mean, we've never seen that man look slouchy a day in his life.
Right.
Ever. So, yeah, I do look slouchy all the time. And so I really would like to.
I mean, it's just a different persona though, because I'm trying to think, there's gotta be some A-list
I know.
actors. Shoot.
I mean, like Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, they kind of rock
Wait,
the sweatpants look.
So perfect.
Yeah.
And
But
great
okay,
colors.
wait. The other thing that I will say is that she was word perfect. Like she knew every word, which is super impressive. I've been on sets with big celebrities before who call for line every 2 seconds, and she knew her shit.
Really?
Yeah, which was very.
See, that's
very
the
impressive.
hardest part for me. It's just really hard, even if you have only a few lines, especially if you get nervous, then you start to overthink things. What did you learn about yourself in working on this project?
That it actually takes the amount of preparation that I give it.
Yeah.
Like I over prepared so much, and I don't mean to the point where the words were stale. I just mean I am only in 4 scenes. I have about 10 lines in the movie, which to some people I think you could just show up, give the lines. But my backstory was rock solid. Like I could tell you, and in that moment I could have told you everything about Jody, and I really needed to lean on that because it's very difficult to not be starstruck. I know that's not cool to say, but when I was in the room and the first time I'm meeting her, we're performing together. It's not like there was a meet and greet beforehand. So to be able to be like, oh, I actually know who I am as this character. I know who Jody is. I know how she operates with this other person, with Ada. I know how she moves. I know how she whatever. To be able to fall back on that, thank goodness.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank goodness. So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times I question, did I really need to spend this long on this? And on set, I was like, oh my God, thank God.
No, but absolutely, and that's, I think, why it just proves that you're going to make it, that you are making it, because you put so much into it. You know, it kind of like, you can see the people who don't put a lot of effort into their films, movies, shows, anything.
For
you know,
sure.
It shows.
For sure. And it's embarrassing. If
Yeah.
you get to set and you don't know what you're doing, it's, I mean, mortifying.
Yeah, and even if the director or producer, someone else, I guess, like makes up for the lack of, eventually it starts to come out word of mouth, you know?
Yeah.
So you didn't have that in any way, shape, or form. And even down to, you guys, Jody's hair,
That was the coolest part.
the
So,
makeup, everything was so sick.
I mean, when I say that was the coolest part, every part was the coolest part.
Yeah.
But I didn't know also, I spent a whole 8 hours in hair for them to figure out what style they wanted to go with.
Wow.
They come with 3 different styles in mind. They test them all out. The director comes in to check each one of them and decide which way he's going to go. Same thing with your beat. Your face is, I had 3 completely different looks. And all of them would kind of dictate my performance, right? Like, who are you? You're theoretically getting up every day as yourself, and you're getting yourself ready. So are you the kind of person who puts your hair in a ponytail? Are you the kind of person who puts on eyeliner? Are you the kind of person, like, who are you as a person, as a character? And so I really felt like she totally came together, and they gave me, I mean, the most unbelievable look. Shout out to Una. She was so patient and graceful with me, and she was ridiculously pregnant and on her feet for 14 hours every day. And like, she was just a beast, and she not one hair would be out of place. She worked on every show too, like The Crown, all the big British shows. She did
Really?
everybody. Yeah, she was my girl. So that was crazy too. I was thinking I was going to see a different person
Right.
like every day, mimic the look. That was my girl every day that I was
Did you
on
have your own
set.
trailer?
I had my own dressing room. Yeah. I had my own dressing room. That was so cool. I was number 11 on the call sheet, so it said 11, Jody. I could see from my room the London Eye. It was the most gorgeous view. I had a balcony. You good?
No, just shoved this mic into my neck. Hello.
How's it feel?
It freaked me out first. I hate when things touch my neck. That's why I jumped so bad.
You and Steph have that in common.
That and our
girl
sweaty
game
armpits.
Girl. Yeah. Well, you know, you can't win them all.
Outing us.
Perfect face game. Yeah, the balcony was sick. Like, I walked in the first day, I had plants and like a couch and a space warmer and all these things, and like it was just so legit. Every 2 minutes, somebody knocking on the door. Food came to my room every day. Like, I could put it in an order, or I could go down.
Oh my
It was the most
God.
insane crafty. Like,
Wow.
They're-
This is what people actually picture. Because, I mean,
I
you've
know.
done other movies and shows at this point, and you're like,
run and gun. And
Yeah.
this was like,
you don't typically get treated like that. There's crafty there.
Yeah,
And you
and
kind
like,
of just
go
like
get
show.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
no, they really wanted you to be able to focus on your character. So they were like, we'll bring food to your dressing room. If you want to go eat with everybody, you can. And I oftentimes would take 30 minutes by myself and then 30 minutes
That's
with
smart.
everybody else to kind of like prep. But also, I wanted to be with the people. Like, I am 100% positive that I'm going to work with at least one person from the set again in my life, if not everybody. But like, already the director, James Nunn, has texted me multiple times that he's like, we are working together again. I will find something for you. Don Burns, who put me in my first movie and then in this movie, he's immediately like, yep, I've got this thing, plug and play. Because
cool.
because I showed up, I was easy to work with. I knew my stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't have an ego about it. I know that I'm the least big star in the room, which is so important.
Your fan base is like die-hard rock stars. That was the thing.
They are, and I will say that the team has called me about the press that I've done for this movie, and they were like, you have gotten so many butts in seats and so many eyes on this. And I do think that's the power of what we do.
Absolutely. Hello, I wouldn't have watched it if you weren't in it and if you didn't tell us about it.
We're directly connected to our audience in a way that people who came up in the generation above us don't have that. And so I feel so close with my followers. I'm
do
just
great.
so close with them. And I know you do too, because it's a whole different intimate level where like these are people who have followed my career for a decade getting to this point.
Yeah. They knew you as Lola. They now know you as Jody. They know you as Roxy on Real Rejects. Like, they've
Exactly.
known every aspect of you.
So when I say I'm the least big star of the room, what I mean is that I don't walk in thinking I'm Kate Beckinsale, because I'm Roxy Striar. Hopefully, future Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
But I'm Roxy Striar. Kate Beckinsale doesn't know who I am. Now she does, which is sick.
She runs into you. Hey, Rox.
Katie B.
Wait, was
It's
there
me.
ever a moment where they were like, can you do an English accent?
No.
That's
no.
what I was gonna ask
No.
you about the accent.
I know when we were actually doing the audition, you were like, "Are you gonna do this with a British accent?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "They would have had to say something to me about
You're like,
that."
they won't cast me.
No, because I was shooting with all Brits.
Yeah.
That would have been so hard. I think I could have done it, but I think that it would have taken more than the 3 days of preparation that I had.
For sure.
That would have been so brutal.
Dude,
Oh my God.
Also, just like doing a British accent is so much harder than people think because there's so many different dialects.
Exactly. It would have depended on where I was from,
Yeah.
for sure. And they all are OG Brits, so that would have been brutal.
Yeah, it was like posh
Yeah.
London accents too.
I know.
Oh,
Kate's
Roxy.
accent, sick. I like have such a crush on her. She
Could be like a call girl, you know? It's so just like sensual.
I know. Did you see her on Kimmel?
On what? Yes, of course I did.
Oh, I know you did because I made you tape it for me. I literally called you from Boston. I was like, I'm on Kimmel. I'll tape it.
Yeah.
Her outfit, her beat,
No, everything was so
her
perfect.
her hair. She's like a doll.
Yeah. Yes.
I know it's about way more than that, and she's got the talent to back it up, but it's insane what she looks like.
The only other person I've seen like that in the industry, and no, I'm sure there's plenty of others, but the only person I've personally seen is Gwen Stefani, where I hear when she goes running, full hair and makeup, red lip, exact same type of person. She shows up in her 6-inch heels every single place that she goes, and I'm always just like blown away by those types of people.
I'm just impressed that we have our nails done.
No, truly, and these need to be changed.
Like I have blue eyeshadow on right now. I tried to.
That's a lot, yeah.
I did a lot.
I didn't do my hair.
I'm going to go see Avatar. I
Yes,
have blue
kind of a big
on.
deal.
Listen, it's so you have to retrain your whole body and
Yeah.
mind to be like, I'm a star, and every day I'm going to look like a star.
And this is all a part of who I am, you know? It's kind of like a character.
I need you to look at her shoes the next time you see her photographed. They're this big.
Now I'm going to be locked in paying attention. I feel like I even saw a glimpse of them on Kimmel.
Probably,
For the
definitely.
walk-in, you know?
I think the ones that she wore to set, they said like, "Fuck off" or something on the sides,
Shut
like
up.
bedazzled or something like that.
God,
and I was
I
like,
love
this girl
her.
is so
She's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah, she's so cool.
What's something that you would want to do in a film or TV show that you haven't done yet? Like a sex scene, like playing a drunk
Oh
person.
yes, it's my dream to do. a
Right,
sex
I know.
scene.
I can't imagine anyone actually like dreams.
No,
Well,
I
maybe.
actually do think because then
Scary,
you're very
though.
likely the leading lady. And
Exactly. Yeah.
well, I guess this isn't as specific of
shower
that,
scene.
but I feel like I have not been able to show off my comedy chops. When I came out here, I immediately went into the Groundlings program. I love, like you, I love improv.
Yeah.
I love making people laugh. I love finding the comedy in the worst of moments. Something like a Nobody Wants This would be an absolute dream of mine, but I see myself as Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, Issa Rae, Mindy Kaling, like these women who start their own sitcoms, find their voice. I just think like that would be the absolute dream of all dreams.
I live for the day that happens because then I know.
Quinta Brunson.
Yes, you. Oh my God! Wait, that's a really good example too. That once that happens, I know Steph and you will be on screen together again.
That would be an absolute blast.
Just
like,
the dream.
I just know, you know, when you see something so heavy, you're like, I know that must be true because I can see it so clearly. And so I just have to get there, and it's one thing at a time. But this is my first action movie, so I was like, that's a really cool. I've never been on set to watch them change out for stunt versus not stunt, whatever.
Right.
That was mind blowing.
Did you have to do Did you do stunts?
No. I just got to.
You
they let
watched
me
it though. You
watch.
got to witness.
Yeah.
Because there was some crazy
I would love to do
stunts going down.
stunts.
Let me tell you. Yeah, that's another one. Throw
I'd have
that to the
be-
list.
That would be sick. But Kate does a lot of her own stuff because she was the star of the Underworld franchise. She
Yeah.
obviously has been doing action movies for a very long time. But her stunt double was like the sickest person I've ever seen in my whole life. She was yoked. She was like a cat. There was not one thing that was asked of her that she couldn't do. And then I talked to them about it. I was like, how do you guys know all this choreography so
Yeah.
fast? They were like, oh, we've been prepping this for months. I was like, oh, no, that
You said I found out 3 days ago. Got it.
that makes
Here I
sense.
am.
Yeah, but of course I did. I'm number 11 on the call sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
She's essential. She's got to be matched up. To find a stunt that's exactly like Kate, I mean, you have to be the same body type, the same size, the same everything, and you have to be a beast. And she was sick.
Stunt doubles do not get enough credit. Is
No.
the thing.
No.
Because like so many movies wouldn't be made without them.
Oscar
You know?
category in the future for sure. I mean,
Wait,
just
Is it? It's not. It
That's
needs
a
to be.
conversation that's been
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. Wait. Okay. So perfect timing. That brings us to +1, -1. As I finish my sentence, I'm gonna hand you this. So
I'm not in the
here's
sun
what
anymore,
goes
by the
down.
way.
I know, this is so perfect.
Okay,
Thank
tell me.
fucking God. Here's the game. So I give Roxy this +1, -1 paddle. We're going to present her with some news topics that are going on right now. And if she agrees, +1. Or if she likes it, +1. If she disagrees, doesn't like it, -1. Okay?
I'm ready. It's almost like I've seen the show before.
First up, thank you so much. First up, because I know you've watched the show, I Love LA, +1
Are
or
you caught up?
-1? I'm one episode
Last
behind.
night's episode was maybe the best one.
Really? +1.
Obsessed.
Thank God. Okay, but also,
No.
some people are saying
No.
it's not so accurate.
I couldn't disagree more.
You think it's
It is
so accurate?
so accurate to my experience here.
Yeah.
But I'm an East Coast girl.
That's
living
exactly
in
what I was
LA.
about to say.
There's a lot of transplants here. Do I think that this is insecure? And this is
Absolutely not. Widely different.
completely different. So I don't know why people would have thought that this would be the LA show for LA natives. It is not that, and it's not trying to be that. So this is perfect for me. I think they're crushing.
Yeah, I think it is literally an East Coast. And you see that she's an East Coast person who moved to LA. Maybe you don't see that in the storyline quite yet, but I see that in Rachel's writing in every aspect. Like I don't know a single LA native who talks about Erewhon the way they're talking about it in this show.
No, it's
But
new
that's
to
not what it
them.
is.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm right there with you. I love watching it, and I feel like every single Sunday I'm just sitting there like locked in, you know?
Completely. I couldn't come here today without having seen it, because in case you had seen it and you wanted to talk about it, I need to be up to date. I watch it in real time. I love
You're so
that
good.
show. And I love her, and I love her career. And I just
Dude,
think
I love Rachel Sennett.
I absolutely love her career. I've been following her since Shiva Baby, which I think is a completely underrated movie. And to make that for $250,000, what they did with it is incredible. Her performances is still my favorite performance of hers. And then even in shows like The Idol, which was not good, but she shines. She's truly, she's a gem. She's a star. She's gonna have a very long career.
I did hear a couple people talking about the fact that she's not Jewish, playing
Yeah.
a Jewish role.
Yeah, I mean, it happens in literally almost every role. How many times has Catherine Hahn played a Jew on screen? So do I wish more Jews got to play Jews? Yeah, of course. For those of you guys who don't know, I am Jewish. But I also think, specifically of Shiva Baby, the director and writer of that movie is Jewish. So kind of do whatever you want. then.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you choose to do as a Jewish creator, then that might not be my choice, but it's your choice, and I can respect that.
She kills every single role that she takes on,
Yeah, she
so I
does.
will say that much
she's-
at least.
She's so good.
What about influencers becoming actors? +1 or -1?
100% +1.
Oh, wow.
100% +1. Train.
Yeah, as long as you train.
As long as you train. you actually will suck if you don't. That's just
It'll be
the truth.
obvious.
It will be obvious, and you will suck. What did I just watch Hannah Stocking in? She was just in a movie, The Wrong Paris. Did you? Okay.
No, I don't know.
There's
what
this
that is.
movie called The Wrong Paris, and it is with Miranda Cosgrove on Netflix.
Okay, I've seen like the visual
Okay,
for
to be
it.
perfectly honest, the movie was
Terrible.
Ooh, but I was super impressed with Hannah in it
Uh-huh.
because she, as I've heard behind the scenes, has been taking classes and training.
Oh,
and,
good.
And I think that if you have a dream to be an actress and it comes later in life, or it came earlier and you didn't have the energy to pursue it whenever you want, but
Yeah.
you have to learn how to do it.
Yeah, that's what I immediately get irritated about whenever I meet someone who like says that they want to be a host, says that they want to be an actor. I don't have a problem with that if you're also like putting the time and effort towards it, because otherwise
Completely.
that's just like kind of rude towards anyone who has put the time and effort toward it, you know?
What if I told you today I want to be a rock star?
You're like,
Great. Do you know how to play any instruments?
Mm-hmm.
And that is what acting is. You're using the instrument of your body, of your
Yeah.
mind. There's a lot to it, and I think people don't realize that, and then they suck.
exactly. I agree. I'm right there with you. Okay, this one, do you watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
No, she's gonna be the Bachelorette, so I'll see her though.
Yes, but do you know who Whitney Leavitt is? We can move on to the next one if you know.
No, tell me.
Okay, so Whitney Leavitt, she was on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives,
Okay.
and then she was on Dancing with the Stars, and she's the villain on both.
She
but
blonde?
she no, it's like a red right now. So
this girl has not even crossed my.
oh my God, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Let me show you. Okay, so she went on Dancing with the Stars this season. She was by far the best, should have won, but she studied dancing in college. So to me, that's like kind of a bit of a cheat code, you know, like
But don't they all?
they
like
do that
Alex
all
Earl
the time.
Did
She was a dancer too.
yeah.
You've never seen this girl?
Let me tell you something. I have never seen that person. Let me see her. Are you messing with me or you're not messing with me?
No.
Never
That's
seen-
literally Mark Ballas.
Oh, I
How do
know
say
him.
his name?
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I've met all the dancers.
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is.
Wow. Okay, so she's the
I do not
villain.
know this woman.
Basically, on both seasons, she was the villain.
Okay.
And why this was a big deal was because on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, season 3, it just came out about 2 weeks ago. She got voted off the week after because she was such a villain. I put this
That
in
it impacted
in
her.
quotes. It impacted the public vote. But her being a villain was her saying that she was going to come back to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because she left the show. She said, I'm coming back because I found out if I'm a part of the cast, I can be on Dancing with the Stars. They're choosing one of us. And so people viewed that as a problem.
That's a really, really strange perspective.
Right?
I would have done the same thing as her.
And that's what I said. I said, okay, so a woman manifesting and chasing her goals, like, what's the problem with that? On top of that, so she got voted off the week before the finale, and everyone was blown away, and they're like, what do you mean? What's going on? They had been theorizing that she would be cast as Roxy Hart in Chicago, and it just came out this morning that she was cast.
She was cast?
Yeah.
Is she doing one of those celeb appearances where she's just doing one show, or she's actually doing the next run?
She's there for the next, it's like a temporary run, so it's like a month long.
They do that with Roxy.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is your opinion on stunt casting?
Can she sing?
I think, I don't fully know that part.
Okay, it's very important. You know, that's a very important part because, especially with the role of Roxy, they do tend to do that.
I knew you would know about Roxy in Chicago just because you know about all this
It
stuff.
was my audition song forever. Yeah, I felt like I had to. But could I sing?
You could sing. We know that. We've done karaoke.
I really can fake it.
yeah.
I can fake a lot.
No,
of-
Roxy's like secretly great at singing.
No, I can fake it like a little rock star, but I can't actually sing. Like I wouldn't have been able to go the musical theater route. Maybe in a Jeff Goldblum kind of way, but not
that'd be
in a
fun.
Cynthia kind of way.
Okay, well
No,
that's
and certainly
that's unique.
and certainly not anybody who is of that caliber. Obviously, I just picked the greatest singer that lives on
To ever
planet
exist.
Earth, but Ariana, any of them. Yeah, I think that is cool because I think that it gets people's butts into theaters, and we need that. We need people to have new reason to want to see Chicago, a play that has been running for a long time, that is going to continue running for a long time. And if she takes it seriously and she's got a decent voice, then that will be great. But also, I'm sure that there are a lot of Broadway stars that are sitting there frustrated because it's very hard
For
to book
sure.
things right now, and they've been working their whole life to get to that point, and they can probably out-sing, out-dance, outlast any of the stunt performers. Who was the last person they did? Was it Pamela Anderson?
Ariana
A little bit.
Madix?
A
She
little
she
while
was one
ago?
of them. Yeah.
and-
Ariana Madix was I think the most recent.
and I think it's like some of them I feel better about than others. I want Pamela Anderson to have the entire world. Any role she ever wants, I want to be
Yeah.
hers. I think she
You
deserves
love
quite
her.
literally everything. I love her so much. This other redheaded woman, Whitney.
Whitney Leavitt.
I have
Yeah.
no feelings towards her,
You're like,
so
who is she
she better
again?
be good.
So you say +1 or -1. We'll see how she does.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, right down the middle. Okay, this one's kind of a funny story, completely different from everything else. So, professional NBA player Klay Thompson named his boat SS Stallion, Houston, Texas, after his girlfriend, Megan Thee Stallion. Do you know about this?
No, but I'm not into SS being at the beginning of anything
Why?
because that's what the Nazis are.
Oh. Oh my God.
It's like not that legitimate comment of mine, but like
I didn't know
the
that.
SS, yeah. It's also my sister's initials, so that's people use it.
The sheer
It's also stands
panic
for
right
Social
now. Oh my God.
Security.
So just
Stands
everything
for-
about SS.
stands for a
get
lot of
rid
things, but anytime I see SS, I'm like, run.
Okay, so
I-
that part -1, absolutely.
So, but he named
But
named
he
after Meg Thee
named it
Stallion.
after his girlfriend, Meg Thee Stallion. Do you know that they're dating? He's an NBA player. It's fine.
No, I know who he is.
Okay, okay.
I obviously know who she is. I didn't know they were dating. And
Yeah.
what's wrong with naming your boat after a girlfriend?
No, exactly. +1.
+1.
Yeah.
+1 for in concept, -1
With
for
asterisk.
that. Why is it that SS?
I don't know. I just thought that was a boat thing, personally.
I've heard that before, so maybe it is.
Yeah.
Okay, +1.
No, but valid of you to point that part out because I had no
I
idea.
get scared immediately.
No, that's uncomfortable.
Yes.
Okay, last part because it's been 12 hours. Thank you so much for coming on Rocks. But I'm going to do scroll and tell. I don't know if you know what this part is.
I'm so prepped and ready.
But
Here we
this is
go.
where I just start scrolling and then eventually I'm scrolling on her Instagram right now. She's going to tell me to stop. We're going to click on whatever she tells me to stop on.
So scary.
And she's going to tell us the behind the scenes of this post.
Okay.
I'm scrolling, by the way. Just sheer silence.
I'm really trying to manifest.
So far.
Stop.
I'm in 2022. Okay, I'm looking.
You're in 2022?
No, I'm kidding. I'm in 2023 though. Oh,
What
it's
is
a
it?
Whirl Girls post. I liked it. That's how you know I'm a real one. Well, we were already friends.
We are, okay, so I started a company called the Whirl Girls when I was hosting for this company called Collider. We all lost our jobs on January 1st of 2020. Really good timing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to start my own company, and I took our mutual best friend, Steph Sabra, and Dorina Ariano, who was also at Collider with me, and I started this company called the Whirl Girls. And we were a company for 5 years, and it was like one of the greatest things ever. We gave things a whirl. So we went around to theme parks, tried different foods, different cultural events. And then this is a picture of us for our 3-year anniversary. And it's all of our different episodes. Day of the Dead, our calendar shoots that we did when we went to Avril
Their calendar
Lavigne.
shoots were
sick.
the best.
I got COVID at the Avril Lavigne, the Grammy Awards, museum, us eating pizza and tacos, us going to Vegas, all different things. Oh, happy 3-year.
That was a cute one.
Yeah,
to land
that's a
on.
good one to
What are
land
the
on.
odds?
I'm still so proud of that, even though we're no longer a company anymore and we're all doing our own thing just because life takes different turns.
Of course.
It was very cool to be a female-led, female-driven, do what you want, wake up and decide things, and like the audience was so supportive of that. And still to this day, a lot of my fandom comes from the Whirl Girls, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
It was the dream. I
Yeah.
loved tuning in.
It was so fun. I
was
wish that
so
we could have
cute.
found a way to have made it more financially viable,
Yeah, of
long
course.
term. Because as we were continuing to just rely on the fans for finances, it's so difficult. Like,
Yeah.
you really, as you
Especially if
know.
it's like typically the same types of people tuning in every single week. Like you would build more, but for anyone to donate or pay for something that they watch, like I don't pay more than a couple dollars. You know what I mean?
We
Like,
complain about Netflix, and there's 5,000 things to watch on there. you know?
Exactly. Like we're so spoiled and lucky now because of streaming
I
that
know.
it's morphed our brain chemistry into thinking like
I know.
money. We feel weird about it now.
I know it is very strange, and I definitely try, and I know you do too, to not take that for granted. Like people want to give us their time and their money. What's better than that? Like
Yeah, absolutely.
that means that they like you. They really like you. I
think-
can't believe that's the post that you stopped on.
No,
Shout out
that's
to the Whirl
tripping
Girls.
me out that was it. I was scrolling. You could watch my thumb moving along. Okay, this was the easiest, the most fun episode ever. Roxy, thank you so much
Let me see your cards.
for letting us be your +1. You want to see what's on here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm scared. Wait, I'm so uncomfortable. I didn't look at them,
I'm just looking.
so I don't know what's on there.
Oh my God, guys, she researched me.
Of course. Well,
It's almost like
also
Jess is
just
so
stuff
good
from
at
my
her
brain.
job.
It's just stuff in my brain.
Sorry,
Wait,
you're
so
doing
the
an
movie
outro.
coming out next month?
Yeah, I do. Well, it's playing festival circuit starting next month. It's called Party of Darkness. It's a horror movie. It is, I think it's December 6th, Culver City Film Festival, which is here.
This
Oh, this month. Yes, we're in December now.
month. Yeah, we're in December.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so exciting.
Yeah, and then it might be on VOD. I'll keep people posted on it, but hopefully you hear me say I have a movie coming out next month, every month for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I want to be the person people get sick of. I'm sorry. I don't care. Let me be Jennifer Lawrence. Let me be Sydney Sweeney. Let me be the person.
Anne
who-
Hathaway
let me
right
be
now?
Anne
Are you kidding
Hathaway.
me?
Let me be on your screen nonstop. Let me be Pedro Pascal. Please let me be
Yes.
Pedro Pascal.
Wait, that's a great one too.
And like I didn't mean
Sweeney
the
was
Sydney
a good
Sweeney
one, though.
part about the jeans. I just
As
meant
she's
everything
wearing
else.
jeans
I'm
right
wearing
now.
jeans.
Great job, Rox.
I have,
Great,
I have
great
great
conversation.
jeans. Okay, I have really good jeans.
Roxy, thank you so much for letting us be your +1. I love you.
I love you.
Never overthink it. the golden ticket.